Well, Igor is spectacular, and the last game we got out rebounded and didn't do the things that we had talked about, and I thought we played hard the last game that we played against Norfolk State, but we didn't play hard on the offensive glass, wasn't making the effort to get there, and that's got to be a part of who we are, obviously, and it's hard, but I thought his effort and what he did, we knew that he was a really good defensive rebounder coming here, but the fact that he's done so much on the offensive boards and did a lot today. He did a lot of good things out there, but just proud of our team effort. You guys know how much respect I have for John and his career and what he does and how he does things. And defensively, I thought they had a good game plan coming in. I think they scored on their first 4 baskets where they just really picked us apart and got us where we were over rotating, and we were able to adjust a little bit. But just a good, hard fought game, and just proud of the effort from everyone that played on our side and went in. I thought really tried to do the right things for us.
So Grant, Ryan, Mike, Reese, Paige. What makes Igor an effective rebounder? Is it more than
Well, I think he's got anticipation skills, obviously, but he's quick, got good hands, and but when it gets to those 50-50 rebounds, it's effort and making it. Coach Polinsky showed after the game the other day. He showed a football clip of a running back that got hit and talked about yardage after contact, and that's what offensive rebounding is. You're going to get hit. Can you go get some yardage afterwards and get yourself in position to either get it, open up a gap for somebody else to get it, tip it back, and but his effort, he's been pretty consistent with that all year. But like I said, our last game out, we didn't, not so much, but just proud of the effort these guys put into it today. I thought he was good. I thought he got back to bringing the physicality that we need. Not necessarily. I thought he set some good screens too, obviously, but away from the ball, what we need done with our transition game and his screening. And he was really trying to be physical. I told him when I took him out, I think the last time I took him out, and said, if you want to play more minutes, you're going to have to figure out how to guard a ball screen without fouling and use your quickness, your skill, your physicality, because I said we need you out there. But I do think that he had the right mindset. Now the more he keeps doing it, the better he's going to get with it. But if you know Felix like we do, he wants to be good. He wants to be challenged. And yesterday, you guys were there, you saw it, and I was glad the way he responded. Well, one, I think it's a compliment to his teammates, and I think he would say the same thing. And the fact that they're finding, looking for each other, know where to look for each other. I thought Jemiah Mayshak, again, still coming off that injury with his hand. I thought a perfect example is when he drove the ball, had a chance to shoot it a couple of times, but kept looking for the right guy. And he found Chaz a couple of times, Z in transition, Jordan. They're looking for that, but where he can get so much better, and I thought we left him stranded today because out there where he was dribble, and that's not all his fault. We just left him out there on an island too much, and but the fact that, again, I've said it from day one, he's an incredible human being that wants to be coached, and you guys are here. I'm on him and going to stay on him, but he's shown nothing but great respect, great humility, and the fact that when you're like that, I think your teammates. They want to see you do well, and there's not one selfish thing about him. And matter of fact, they would tell you if you're not getting by people, it's because you're turning down shots. They want him to shoot it, and he's got a quick trigger, as we know. Which, it's quick, but he knows that we expect more from him, and I know he wants to do more. And he's learning, again, just like all these new guys defensively. We had a few breakdowns, and when not all of them, but some of them are with the new guys, that's where we've got to continue to get better with, Igor. Like we left Boogie playing wide open one time, and we're fortunate he missed a shot. We had a couple of those, but that's where we can get better. Well, again, I've told him when he's open, taking good shots, we want him to shoot it. If people look at his numbers and say, I mean, Igor can shoot the ball, there's no doubt. But I've told him, and I've made sure our staff has echoed the same thing. He's so much more than the guy that can shoot the ball. I mean, his rebounding, I don't think anyone would have looked at him prior to this, the way he could impact games without making shots. And I'm a firm believer with guys like that, if they get lost in the game doing the dirty work, the rebounding, the screening, they're the guys who are going to get the great looks at the basket. And he still had a couple times a day where I think maybe played his most minutes today, and I thought he was a little fatigued, but where he can screen more and get away. He's going to open up opportunities for himself that way. But he's competitive, he's tough, and again, I think his best days are ahead of him. I think it goes to our players, and I think the good Lord that we've got a group of guys that are very unselfish, a group of guys that we're extremely transparent with, and I don't think they're afraid to be told the truth. I think they're locked into each other. But I think all the credit goes to if I could bottle the DNA of Zakai and Jemai and even Igor, all of them, believe me, it's fun. If you could give that, and that's part of what those guys have done, how they're helping these guys that come in every year how to do that. And it's, I mean, sometimes I think about Zakai. I don't know why I actually woke up the other morning and thought about Z being a senior. I'm like, man, it's going to be a different deal without that guy. And everybody looks at his stat sheet. The thing that doesn't show up on that stat sheet is what he does 94 feet defensively for 30. If it had to be 40, he'd go 40. But it all goes to the players, and good families, and they come in knowing what we expect, and but they expect it from themselves too. That just needs to be reemphasized daily to them.
Rick, how rare is it for someone like for Lanier to have a release that quick and be that accurate from three? I mean, it just seems like that's one of the quicker releases in the game, really.
Well, it's one of the quickest I've been around. I'll be honest with you. I mean, he does. I mean, and it's deep. It's quick. It is. I mean, he gets rid of it, and it's hard to guard because obviously you don't want to put a guy like that on the free throw line with three. And but again, it goes back him doing his work early, getting off screens, getting his hips turned quick, because he's not going to get much separation. So he needs it. He needs to have that, and that's why, again, I watch him do some things, and I know there's just so much more in there that he can get out. And but he's just an incredible kid, and again, he's here because he would tell you he wanted to be part of a team, and I'll never forget, he told me when he made up his mind, when he walked in here, I think at midnight, when he got here that night, the whole team was waiting on him. And I think that goes back to the other question. We've got a group of guys that really care about themselves, this university, and this basketball program.
Last one will be the hands I've seen up, so we'll go Rob, David, Ben, Ryan, Reese, and that's it.
Coach, you feel like that's a pretty good advertisement for what your team's about. You win a game by 25, you go shoot 40% from the field. Kind of defensive.
Well, again, defense, we've, and some of that's because we've had teams in the past that couldn't shoot 40% on when they were open, and so it was built on we're going to guard people and find a way to get enough points to win the game. And but it's just, again, I just give a lot of credit to Shaq and Z for being here. Jordan certainly has improved to where he's at that level, and then we think that Felix is a rim protector. Igor, his pursuit, and we think D. Stone can become one of those kind of guys too. We really do. But Bishop is got that toughness about him. Just need to get him in the game some more in situations, and I probably should have got him out there more today. He went in, and we talked to him about turnovers. I'm not sure that turnover was really his fault, but he was trying to do the right thing, and if anybody, that would have been my turnover because I wanted to get the ball into Felix. But we've got to, and we can, believe me, we can still get better. I don't think we're at quite the level we were a year ago defensively right now. Because we had some older guys had been here with us, but we've got older guys now that we've got to get them up to that before we're done at the end of the year.
Rick, I know when you're walking through the line at the very end, shaking hands, it's a quick thing, but did you have a chance to say anything to Jonas, and what was just your reaction to the crowd? Because obviously every time he touched it, everything he knew.
Well, I love Jonas, and when I shook his hand, I hugged him. I said, "Jonas, I love you," and I do love him because he, he found a situation that was really hard for him to turn down, and he did it, which I have no problems with it. But I think it was hard. I mean, because he did a lot for us while he was here, but I wish him nothing but the best. I'd say the same thing about Cam Carr. It's like Jemiah Meshack said it best. He said, all we can do is pray for him and wish him the best, but we've got to take care of our business here and keep moving, and that's what we've done.
Rick, did want to ask you about Cade after he came up the shoulder and play much?
Yeah, he was available if we needed him. He was. The situation didn't call for it.
Ryan and then Reese.
Talked yesterday about the challenge of SEC play for Chaz and Igor. I know it's just one game, but how encouraging was it to see them perform the way they did?
Again, we talk about it, and then now again, there's guys that it's just we have such a high expectations for both of those guys because they're older, they've been around, and they're really, really, really terrific basketball players. But you're always pushing to get more and more, and what I'm thankful for is they're able to take that. They're able to take it. They know that what we did today looked good today, but we got to be better tomorrow, and so that's our approach to it, and they know it. They know we'll go in that film room tomorrow and scrub this out real quick before we get on to the next one, but they know they're going to be shown more things they can probably improve on, more so than things they did well, and that's what. And those guys are a group of guys that take that approach. That's why they're fun to coach. Well, again, setting up his cuts, not fighting it, back cutting, moving, going from one area of the floor to the next if need be, and he's going downhill, but he's going to have to realize he's going to have to finish it all the way to the rim. But you go back and watch the play that Jordan Gainey made, that layup he made was a big-time layup. He got quicker the closer he got to the rim. Chaz and Igor both have a tendency to slow down right at the rim, where that's where you got to finish it, and that's an area that he can get better with. And the fact that he's making the effort to do it, I do think he's got to get a little more lean, a little more physicality when he gets down in there with his shoulders. But he wants to get better, but his movement without the ball has improved, and but he'll have to continue to improve because it's only going to get ratcheted up because I can assure you, every team in this league, where they are today, is going to get better tomorrow. I mean, I've said forever, John Calipari does as good as anyone of his team, improving from the beginning of the year to the end. And we've got to want people to say that about us.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, thank you.